PEDRO are back with a brand new song, and I'm excited about this partly because their most recent song that I covered in 1999 was one that I really enjoyed, but I've always had kind of positive feelings about PEDRO as a band ever since I first came across them, as I suspect a lot of people did, mostly because of a Uni D, formerly of Bish, a group who I really enjoyed. I know they were a massive thing, so a bit of a stereotype that I came to PEDRO from Bish. However, yeah, that is how I came to them. And, you know, ever since I first heard them, they've always been bringing interesting ideas, kind of had a bit of an indie rock vibe with some grungier, punkier elements, definitely a little bit of that rebelliousness, but also an ability to craft a really good melody song, I guess you'd say. You know, they had that melodic quality down as well. I recently drew a comparison between them and Eyes, the Anno group as well. So anyway, look, this is their latest song. Now, before I get into this, as I mentioned in the last reaction I did, I talked obviously about the contribution of a Uni D, and a lot of people said, well, it's not just a Uni D, it's not just a Uni D. I know about the connection, the Number Girl connection as well. Sorry, I can't remember the member's name, but I know obviously that it's not, well, I was going to say it's not just a Uni D. So what I thought I would do before I press record in this video was I would get the member names up so that I could remember the names of all the members. However, when I did that, and checked it, thinking, well, I know there's 2 active members of PEDRO and I think 1 support member. This is what I found, which is apparently the active member is only a Uni D. And, well, Hisako Tabuchi, who I believe is the lady formerly of Number Girl, is down as a support member, as is Yumao. So, was I right? Is a Uni D the actual... Well, I say, was I right? Was the thing that you guys accused me of correct, that a Uni D is the actual only official member? Because I actually, in my head, I thought it was a Uni and Hisako. And I thought that the drummer was the only support member. But here they had a former support member, which was Shota, on the drums. And now they... Anyway, look, you can see what I'm reading. So, guys, let me know what's going on there. Oh, sorry, I just noticed for you guys it's slightly off the edge of the screen, but look, I can see there's more writing over here. There's more. Well, I'm going to make it visible as well for you guys. Yeah, that's what I can see. So, let me know. Let me know. Is this correct or is this wrong? And if it's wrong, go and fix Wikipedia, because everyone knows Wikipedia never has mistakes. Anyway, the reason I had this slightly moved in was because the video is in 4:3, as you can tell from this first frame. Whoever is in PEDRO have been great recently. So I'm really looking forward to checking this out. It's a brand new song. It's called Itai no ton deke. So, yeah, there you go. There's a person with a bag on their head. It's a great place to start. I'm going to feel really bad if I press play and it's going to turn out to be something depressing, and I shouldn't have made fun of that. But anyway, look, PEDRO, great band. Let's go. Okay. Ooh. Loving this sort of old school rock vibe straight away. Ooh. That is funky. I was going to be honest, I barely even recognized the Uni at first. This is all about the kinetic energy so far. This song literally has no bass in it. I am kind of loving the energy of this. And that guitar work. Oh, they're all about the crazy on this, and I've got to be honest, I'm really liking it. It suits me really well. Someone give her a bowl of noodles. Okay. Do you know what? This is such an interesting usage of the skill set of their members. You got a former rebellious pop singer. You got an ace guitarist. And you got some solid rhythm drums. I guess this is what we should expect from Pedro. Okay, that was wild. That was... I really like that. And you know, for all the things I said before this about expectations from Pedro, about what we expect and how they've been building on it, this is so out of left field. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that these kind of crazy vibes are not something that they've ever done or that you would say, oh, they couldn't do. It's just like this particular style of song, just everything about this song, the way this is done, it feels like a sort of a distillation of, as I mentioned, that crazy former Bish member quality that a Unity has. The screaming, stage consuming, extroverted, slightly crazy persona, combined with the like superb guitar work that the number girl member, what's her name again? Hisako has. Yeah, I mean, look, she's been bringing some fantastic guitar lines to Pedro throughout. But this was just so cool. Had that sort of old school rock vibe. Just everything about the guitar line. It's one of those guitar lines you could just imagine people want to air guitar. It is an air guitar friendly guitar line, which to me is just like that. That's the sort of one that really makes people want to rock out. So everything about this was an immediately engaging, fun, but rocky, kind of had some teeth, had a little bit of bite, but also was just playful at the same time kind of vibe. And then it was all underpinned by a really just solid rocking beat. It did give me a vibe of like old school early days hard rock. You know, I'm thinking of stuff from, before I was born. So I'm guessing like late 70s, maybe, that kind of thing. Slightly proggy aspects to it as well. But what was interesting is, of course, with this song is obviously designed so that a Uni-D can have that chewing up the scenery kind of vibe, that she can go crazy. She's got a whole different look here. She's got a whole different vibe here, and she can just kind of run around stage being crazy. And that's probably why they just took the forethought to have no bass line. Now, is that an unprecedented move? No, by no. I mean, first of all, if you look at a lot of songwriting precedent, first of all, you could say, I mean, if you take something as simple as like dance music, EDM, there's a lot of EDM where there's literally no bass line. It's like the bass line is literally just the kick drum. The kick drum is all the bass you get, and then everything else is top end. That's a surprisingly common thing to do. And yeah, you could argue that this is doing the exact same thing. If all you're really going to do with the bass is just accent the kick drum, then why not have the kick drum be the entire lower end of the song? And that's what this is doing. It's all about the thump. It's all about the kick. Yes, you do notice the lack of a bass drum in ways, but when you just sort of go, look, the song is just designed to be nimble, fleet-footed, and all about the punch, you accept that minimalist value early on, then yeah, the song is not particularly lacking for not having a bass line. As much as I'd be interested to see what bass line they would put to it, it's more about being just nimble and fast and punchy. So yeah, I understand why there's no bass line in this, and again, allows a uni to be more extroverted on stage when they're performing this. The other precedent as well is I do remember when I was in London and we were interviewing Japanese artists way back in the day when I was working with a magazine at the time. And we had like artists would come over, people like Kyari Pami, and one of the artists that came over in a much more rock vibe was Miyavi. And Miyavi was doing this tour, which was basically Miyavi was playing guitar and singing, and the only other person on stage was his drummer. So it was just drummer and guitar, and they did an entire set. And we sat back and watched it. It was a really good set. It was really enjoyable, actually. I was quite surprised. I'd never really listened to much of Miyavi's music before, but I just remember watching it going, wow, just guitar and vocals with drums. This is really cool. So, yeah, listening to this, I in a way, it kind of took me back to that show and that interview we did at that show and all of that. It was a really cool vibe. So, yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that kind of old school, gives lots of room for the guitar to breathe, gives lots of room for the singer to go crazy, and this is a ton of fun. This is a ton of fun. I mean, you can even sort of reference things like Guitar Ray, who I'm a big fan of, who again does that sort of blues rock style stuff with a lot of bite, lots of riffs, lots of soulful stuff going on, but very minimalist. You know, this reminds me a lot of her stuff. Oh man, I got a good kick out of this. I would definitely come back around and listen to this as just a little bit of chaos, and I think it was wise to keep its runtime to a nice, nice concise 3 minutes. I think that was a good idea as well. Not overplay the hand, just have fun with what you got and make people beg for more at the end. Make people go, yes, I'm going to press play, repeat play on that and listen to it again. So this was great. I really enjoyed this. Definitely an interesting little bit of variation in Pedro's catalogue as well. Different enough from their other songs that it adds a nice bit of character and variation, but not so out of character that you wouldn't think, no, that couldn't be Pedro. Just more like, nice. Anyway, so I really enjoyed this. As always, get in the comments. Tell me what you think. If you do enjoy Japanese music and you want to share what you like, as well as finding out more about what other people like as well, remember our Discord community is linked down in the description below. It's been going for a good 6 or 7 years now. Everyone's really friendly on there. It's like a small little meeting ground for fans to chat about Japanese music. So feel free to get in there. Feel free to get in the comments below this video, and until I hopefully see you very soon, either in the Discord, in the comments, wherever, on the next video from here in Japan. For now, ciao, ciao. Oh, coffee. I don't need coffee after that song.